I wanted to just tell you an experience I had when I was younger. We went to this beautiful place called New Zealand. It's an amazingly beautiful place. It's got lots of green stuff, lots of nice people. And while I was going to school there, they had a festival, competition of singing. All the different dormitories had their own choir and also created their own little smaller quartet or something. And so we were competing against the other dorms. I was in the day school dorm because I didn't live on campus or in the dorms, but for all the people that came in every day and went to school that lived in the environs of the school, then we were called day students. So I had this really beautiful experience where I had a father who was very musical. And he actually was a member of the Tabernacle Choir for 15 years. So a year after I was born, he joined, and so most of my upbringing, Sunday morning, Dad was gone. But he also learned a lot and was a very good singer and learned how to conduct choirs. So he conducted choirs at church. Boy, this makes me sad even talking about it because my dad's not here anymore, and I'm just thinking back at this. So we had this competition between the dorms, and I wanted to be a part of the quartet. And when I was younger, like starting about age 8 or 9, I started singing in the choir. And I could belt out the songs like a soprano, like the big ladies could. And I learned how to read music because I learned how to play the piano. And I sang in the choir for many, many years. Even as a young boy with my voice changing, I started singing tenor. And then when we got to New Zealand, I was about at this time I was about 15 or 16, and my voice turned to a bass voice. And it was still kind of crackly and weird. Maybe that was the problem. But anyway, I wanted to be in this quartet. So we sat down and decided which song we were going to sing, and I was playing the piano, and I wanted to sing in the quartet. And someone, I don't remember who, I still don't know who it was, told me they didn't like my voice, and they didn't want me to be in the quartet, that maybe I could accompany them. Maybe. Like, if I was, I don't know what the criteria was. But this is the problem I had, was that I was a sensitive young kid. I was so sensitive to people and their feelings, and I think very, very susceptible to what people said about me. And I took it for, this is the truth, this is you, you're not good enough, you're not capable. You've got your own issues. And even though I sang later on, that just shut me down. I had dreams of being like my dad, of being able to sing in choirs and solo and to be successful and maybe even move into professional stuff, because I wanted to do music and singing and lyrics and that stuff. So that was like this huge event in my life in my mid-teens, where I allowed someone else to shut me down and to let them and get this feeling that I wasn't good enough and I couldn't sing. So I wanted to share this with you because I feel like our history drives us. We have events in our lives where things happened where we basically allowed the event or the situation to shut us down and to keep us from doing what we want to do, to keep us from going into our dreams. So I think this is a really big problem. And I feel like I want to stand up. So here's the issue. We have these powerful events in our lives as children, as young people, that in effect shape our lives, shape who we are, shape our history, and particularly our future, where we learn, or what we think we learn about ourselves, something that is so devastating, so difficult, that it shuts down our future, shuts down our behavior, our options, how we feel about ourselves. And I feel like this is a very, very powerful and pervasive activity where people say things to us or do things to us that make us feel a certain way, that makes us feel like, okay, this is all we are. This is all we can do. This is who we are. And that's it. There's no more. And this is false. It's patently false, because we are much bigger than what we think we are, not only at the physical level, but at the divine level. Like, we have infinite capacity in our bodies and in our souls, and we have opportunities to do things that are amazing and huge. Here I am, old codger, and I'm still not singing as much as I'd like to do, although I'm starting to shift out of that because of that one event 50 years ago. So I feel like it's important to talk about this and to analyze and look at this and see where the breakdown occurred and where we can shift, where we can go, where we can move to some new places and do some different things. If you have events in your life that shut you down, I think it'd be good to look at, and we can talk about it. You can add them in the comments. I think it's important for you to realize is that this is not who you are, not what you're capable of, and certainly not an evidence of what your possibilities are. So I want to make this declaration that you're much more than you think you are. You're much more capable and possible of doing many, many things, really great things, really wonderful things. And in this sense, then it's time to shut down the past and to begin whatever future, whatever drives, whatever interests, and whatever passions that you have. Because this is important, that you be able to go after the things you love. Music was and is a big important part of my life, and I want to do more of it. So here we go with some new possibilities, some new life roles, some new talents to be explored, some new things that we can do. And I feel like it's very, very important that we do this. And I encourage you to do so. I want to just open this up today as a possibility for every one of us, that we can learn and develop ourselves in new ways, in new possibilities, and to try and be the best and the biggest we can be. So there's my encouragement. My love goes to you. I love you, and I want you to be the best you can possibly be, not just in this sphere, but in the spheres to come. Thank you.